Oh no! Oh, ouch!
Oh, let's get out of here.
On the table today at Squirrel Stampede, a crossover for the ages. We have Mark Rober's Crunch Labs being tested here by Squirrel Stampede. How have we not crossed paths before? Mark Rober with his epic squirrel mazes and Squirrel Stampede with our epic squirrel toy review. So we're gonna test out the Crunch Labs, the all-new Crunch Labs from Moose Toys. They sent us over a box to check out. Inside we've got a wild assortment of Crunch Labs experiments. There's egg drops, there's airplanes, there's elephant toothpaste, everything we got to explore today, see what they can do, and how much we can squirrel this up.
Squirrel Stampede.
Please swipe.
Share.
And a squirrel.
Alright, squirrels, let's share what we have inside this huge Crunch Labs box from Mark Rober. Inside we go. We have a note. Prepare to blow your mind. Hey, Mark Rober here from Crunch Labs. You're about to get a sneak peek, or what we like to say, squeak peek here at Squirrel Stampede, at some of the most ridiculously fun new toys we've ever made. Launching in retail stores this summer, I can't wait to see you test these toys, hack them, and put your own creative spin on what's inside. Oh, we can squirrel these up. We can squirrel these up. So what do we got here to start with? Squirrelzilla, we've got Will Your Egg Survive the Drop, a classic egg drop kit. I got a window right there. I might just try tossing this one out the window. Love building stuff. This is a perfect start. And then we have Who Will You Prank? Like a slime contraption prank kit. That's oddly interesting. I like the little strange device spiral thing he's got going in there. That's interesting, intriguing. And then we have How Will You Supercharge Your Plane? Oh, I love paper airplane kits. We threw some in the backyard a couple years ago. Now we've got something to enhance it, like an actual launcher. Another great kit from Mark Rober. And what do we got for the big one inside the box? Squirrelzilla. Oh, this is good. Elephant Toothpaste Blast, like a YouTube staple. Doesn't get better than blowing something up with elephant toothpaste. We'll save this one for the end today for sure. See how far we can get. It says 15 feet, maybe we can get 20. So many packs to choose from today. Definitely want to toss some airplanes. I think I'll prank this for later. And yeah, we gotta survive an egg drop out this window here. See how that goes.
Bonk.
Let's start by talking packaging. This is so clean by Moose Toys. A bright orange Crunch Labs gear container. That's genius for Squirrel It Again construction. I can always respect a toy so much more when it comes with a sturdy container. Over on the back of the container box, build the structure, insert the egg, and drop, along with a QR code of Mark explaining the engineering of it all. But we're squirrels here at Squirrel Stampede. We do not entirely understand. Let's open up. And of course, there is a lot of things crunched into this pack. Okay, that's the last time I'll use that one. We've got egg shoots, beams and rods, splashdown squishies that by themselves are satisfying. All sorts of connector pieces. Of course, there's slime. I hope that's non-alcoholic. And if I didn't miss anything else, instructions. I'm guessing Rober has included the best way to build one, but I am sure you can build your own styles. Due to time and my squirrely brain size, I think we'll keep it close to what he recommends, but then squirrel it up in the end. And so we have these, and these, to build from. Did the squirrels mention we like building packs? And are those googly eyes? The biggest test here today will be how well will these rods and connectors perform? Oh, that's good. That's really good. We've gone through a number of kits in the past that this fails the test, but this feels strong. These are like rubbery rods and nice grippy connectors, so I'm feeling good with that to start. Okay, where do we start? Where do we start? They want us to start by building the egg, and thank goodness the egg is already built. It's almost like a smasher's egg, so it could become challenging to reconstruct if it goes nova. We're going to attempt to remove the top here. Oh boy, not 5 seconds in and we're already MacGyvering it. And it turns out this non-alcoholic slime is actually an egg yolk, of course. Once again, our squirrel brains are not exactly active from the start. So we got some really nice slime here. Oh, whoa. It's more like a putty and oh, it smells enticing. Not really, but I like that its thicker consistency may last longer. It is super sticky, I warn, and then we're gonna jam this into the egg. So we actually have some reason to fear to break the egg. And I'm gonna go wash my hands now because there's a very, very sticky residue on that stuff. And so we can set the egg aside now and start to build. We're gonna start with a pyramid build, which is probably one of those like engineering marvels of structure. I mean, pyramids, what? They have to last a little while, don't they? And that's a nice pyramid. You may have a little trouble with these connectors. You'll see that they're firing from many different angles, but if you get them into the right position, you should pyramid up pretty quickly. Sometimes it just takes time getting to know your rods and connectors. There's also some cool loopy pieces to keep your eyes on. And you really want to keep your eyes on them to get everything going the right direction. And let's also welcome in the mid connector as it will lengthify your rods. So now we have pyramid and C-shape. I guess we have to build a few more C-shapes. Squirrels sell Sally C-shapes at the seashore. Got it? And we're now going to attach to the squirrel-amid like so. I hope I got these loopy clips aligned in the correct direction. They're all supposed to be kind of pointed outward, so I think I've got it. And then just do all 3 sides and we're good. Just don't drop a squirrel. It's already one of the weirder things we've built on the table. Now, squirrel yourself these 3 shapes and attach them to the lower structure down here. At last, couldn't wait to get to this build. Construct 3 of these. And then lodge them somewhere into here. Gots to make 3 of these now and attach them down here. This thing is wildly weird. Let's lock in and protect this egg up top for its bitter fall to the ground. Nice fit too. It's holding in pretty tightly yet loosely to keep it safe. Now to install this shoot of para for its ultimate fall. Epic Crunch Labs logo, by the way. And we are all set to go with design number 1. Out the window we go. First throw, a success. Parachute deploys, sort of. Egg gently trapped inside. I think it survived. Test 2, go for it. Let's try again. Egg survives. Yeah, parachute needs a little more height. We'll have to buy a 3rd-story house. Ben Ultra 21 has a real egg. We gotta install and test out a real egg. Watch out. Oh no! What have we done? The impact was too strong. Oh, ouch. Oh no. Oh no, 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 no. Luckily it didn't mess it up that bad.
I blame it on the egg being too strong.
Yuck, yuck. This'll take a little while to clean up. So maybe we do need the parachute. Go for it when you're ready. Let's go again with the real egg with parachute. Oh, we have survival. We have survival, so the parachute is integral. Why, we don't exactly know. Maybe the parachute helped steady it to a vertical position even though it landed upside down. I guess it did slow the descent down a little bit. Overall, I feel like most of the structure is within the supports. So Ben Ultra 21 had a good point about proof of concept. He wants to throw out just the plastic egg to see if it will break by itself without all that protection. So give that a throw. Oh, it does break indeed. So we do need the full-on structure. Ironically, the fake yolk landed right next to the eggshell. I think we're still good. We're still good. Egg survives. Pretty reliable results from the egg drop, liking it. Sturdy yet flexible construction plus extra pieces gives you a ton of options. Try experimenting lots of different contraptions. I will say the only main design engineering flaw with the egg drop is the parachute. It's pretty weak. Yes, we are only deploying the chute from about 15-20 feet, so that did not give it much time to help out. But I've thrown some army men out the window before with different types of chutes, and those have actually opened up. I think a cloth material would have been much more acceptable than this plastic, and these knots were constantly popping out and coming loose, so we'd have to reattach over and over again. So unfortunately, the chute was really holding up our experiments. In fact, we were often more interested in sometimes dropping without the chute, seeing if it could survive with this really nice moon lander construction. So that's kind of the only thing that's holding back, but I still thought the egg drop was one of the best. Now let's test out the Crunch Labs Turbo Trick Planes Pack. How will you supercharge your plane? So curious how this is going to turn out. A paper plane launcher has always been the coolest idea, but never seems to work very well. They're always either too flimsy, or they break easily, or maybe even just too powerful and send your plane crashing. Maybe Mark Rober has a better idea. Pretty impressive how much crunch prep Moose Toys has placed into these kits. Each one is radically different with their own setup style. That's a lot of engineering in itself. Now, this one shouldn't be as complicated as the egg drop build. We're gonna just construct ourselves up a launcher and then 5 designs of planes to choose from. In fact, this probably will take longer to set up each plane. Pretty good plane material too. These are gonna be spiffy. So we have nicely printed launcher instructions. I think I'm just gonna fly through this as we do not want to spend too much time on setup. I will say how refreshing this is to see a well thought out plan of attack instruction manual these are. Everything is listed and clearly shown. That's kind of a lost art these days, so thank you Crunch Labs for the instruction manuals. And with just a couple moments in, I've already constructed the launcher. It was really simplified and what I was hoping for, very sturdy. We even got 3 different bands of launch. Right now I have the medium band in. I feel like let's start in the middle. But we also have a softer, well this would be the harder band, and a softer band for launching. Next up, we gotta build some planes. With several to choose from, where do we go? We'll have to go with the most classic design first, this yellow pointer. This green one here resembles something I built in my youth that got ran over by a truck. Lots of great designs here. And we also have detailed instructions on how to build each plane. And we have folded and constructed 3 planes. 3 very brightly colored planes. I decided to go with the orange plane Stunt, the yellow plane Dart, and the green plane Drift. These 3 designs should give us some fun in the skies. Also to fold up, there's a red plane which is Trick, but it was similar to Drift. And the blue plane is another Dart, I believe, so I held that off. To fly each plane, they need to be outfitted with a clip and clamp up front at their nose cone to launch from the launcher. Unfortunately, to my surprise, the pack only includes just this one. So it's going to be a one airplane at a time kind of thing. I really think the pack should have included at least 2 or 3, honestly. Maybe it's so we could just focus on one at a time. We'll take out the dart and see what it can do. The dart goes first and flies pretty straight. I need some more power though. I'll pull back farther, and I might have increased the length there. I'm getting some pretty cool nosedives.
Bonk.
This style of plane is usually always the most reliable. The stunt. Can the stunt do a stunt? No, it cannot. I'm having difficulty getting power out of this launcher. I'm on the medium band, and it's just how it is. Sometimes with stunt planes, you really have to mess around with the tail and wing folds. But right now, I'm just getting some short dives. The green plane, drift. Will it drift? No, not really. Kinda just glances to the side right now. I almost wonder if the plastic clip up front is causing some issues, making it too heavy. Interesting. There's a drift into the sky and then into the ground. So overall, it does what it is designed to do. These planes fly straight and pretty stable. They just don't go very far because the launcher doesn't hold on to them long enough. It breaks free and the plane only goes 10-15 feet. I would have liked to have seen an improvement on this front little pin here. And I'd like to see more of these pins because we have to keep switching planes and that's really cumbersome. So a little more engineering is needed on this pack. And so the planes turned out pretty fun, but they're gonna need a little more experimentation. I did not get enough power from this launcher. It's actually a really nice launcher. The design is pretty good. I think the flaw is up in this tip here. We need more Crunch Labs engineering on these tips. The rubber band just loves to pop right out of this knob, so we often did not get a full drawback of the plane, and so only getting about 20-25 feet of a flight. This is a pretty heavy piece too. It may have sent the plane down faster too. And we would have loved to have more of these, one for each plane. It was really annoying constantly moving that from plane to plane. The plane designs, though, are solid. In fact, I kind of want to remove these tips here and just play with the planes by themselves. They're so colorful and fun, really well papered, designed, and were the brightest part to this lab. And it's now time for the finale with the Crunch Labs Elephant Toothpaste Blast. A possible 15-foot eruption, maybe. Now this experiment is probably the most sketchy dangerous, so pay attention.
What?
I'm pretty sure Mark Rober and Moose Toys are not going to give you too much of a lethal injection of poison. They've probably calmed down these chemicals from what we traditionally see on screen, but it's still something to pay attention and wear your safety gear. Get all the squirrels behind safety gear on this one. Please thoroughly read through these instructions, make sure it's supervised, make sure you are the right temperament of age, and have fun. Luckily, it's kind of a 1, 2, 3 thing, and the instructions are very clearly labeled. Follow these, read through them a couple times before you go off and explode stuff. Did we mention to wear those safety goggles? Please wear those. So we got some interesting things here. Let's get outside and see what this thing can do. Alright, let's give the elephant toothpaste a try. Oh boy. This is the tightest nozzle for hopefully the best blast. How far do I stand back? Well, I don't know about that blast. What do you think? How far do I stand back? Wait a second. Maybe 12 feet? A lot of trapped in chemical. We're gonna switch it up to the larger nozzle now, see how that fires. Okay, now we're seeing something a little more chaotic, but still nothing really elephanty. This is not the exploding, expanding elephanty stuff that we see typically around the tubes. So I think the wider open nozzle is the way to go. I thought it was going to be the opposite. I thought the thin nozzle would shoot it high in the sky, but it just ended spraying. So you want to get that opening a little bit larger on the tip right there. to get a nice 15-20 foot shot of Elephant Blast. And so I would say the Elephant Toothpaste Blast was mostly a success. Not as exciting to what we usually see on the YouTube of Tube. Usually elephant toothpaste will fire up and then expand rapidly into this giant, well, elephant structure, and that just wasn't the case with the chemicals they provided. However, still very entertaining to try it ourselves. I've always wanted to give it a shot, and I think with this experiment it is best to start slow. You do not want to go blow up a house right away with elephant toothpaste, right? And multiple packs of chemicals. We've got 4 more shots still planned for this Crunch Labs. There's plenty of value in here. And thus thou ends our Crunch Labs experimentation of the day. We still do, though, have the Slime Prank Lab to take a look at, maybe in a shorts. Who will you prank? We'll see. It looks really interesting, the contraptions inside. Overall, though, in the 3 experiments we played today combined together, I give it 4 squirrels out of 5. For ingenious, clever play, for pretty well done engineering from Moose Toys, for colorfully labeled instructions, very helpful, and for all-around squirrelific fun. And so that was a lot of labs to crunch. What do you think? If you liked today's video, please give us a squike, a squirrel-ibis, squamment, your favorite, most interesting Crunch Labs experiment of today. Thank you so much for watching. That's what I have to say about that, but what do I have to say about this next toy?